Hey, so as promised, part 2, how to deal with being attacked with the second process. And this second process is so powerful, but yet so simple and could be done in a matter of minutes. So now you'll have 2 processes, and there's plenty more, but 2 processes that just seem to work so well and allow you to get on with your life harmoniously, in harmony, which is what we want for everybody. So, have a listen after this.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.
So if you remember this thing about being attacked, verbally attacked, or what you perceive to be an attack, and then ways to deal with it. In the first part, we used dissociation, seeing the facts, noticing the fluff, taking out the fluff and only looking at the facts so we can come up with an alternative way, or ways, plural. Not the way we used, because it didn't work, did it? It made us feel probably anxious, angry, guilty, didn't do any good to the other people either. And then we'd look for a better way. Now, sometimes we can get triggered by a look, triggered by a tone of voice, triggered by, call it body language, but that non-verbal communication where how someone uses their body. And it can just trigger off into that defensive mode again. Fight and flight. And it's inappropriate, not appropriate, because there's better ways. And you know how you want to react. I know you do. So this second process is to deal with that trigger, that constant trigger that when you hear it, you see it, you feel it, you react in that adverse, negative way to protect yourself. But now we can change. So please have a listen to this. Try it out. Don't try. Do it. Do the process. It's so simple, so easy. And then we'll go on from there. Okay? So here it is. Part 2 of how to deal with being attacked. But there's another thing we could do. Another thing. You see, sometimes we are triggered by, say, that look. Remember we talked about that look or that tone of voice. So it's like a visual or auditory trigger. Something you hear, something you see, and we just kick off straight away. It's as if we assume we're being attacked already, just by a look, just by a tone. Now we know that's completely inappropriate reaction to something like that. But we do it because our unconscious mind, again, is trying to protect us. So an example might be if you've got a boss or you've got a colleague who, when they just look that way, you get really defensive. It's just that one look, not all the time, just that one look. Or there's that sound of a voice. As that one person speaks, suddenly your hackles rise and you fight. I'll give you a real interesting example of how we use this in a training, because we like to use real examples in a training. And we had this wonderful yoga teacher, and he said, I know I'm pretty good. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I'm pretty good. And I love what I do. And I've got like this mentor who looks after me and teaches me. And I love him to bits. And I can be in the yoga studio, doing my bit, got my class going. And there's a door to that yoga studio. And it's just got one of those little glass squares in the top of it where people can look through. And he says people can walk by and I'm happy. But when I just see my mentor just look through, and it's a special look, not a smiley look, he's just looking through. I lose all my confidence. Let's lose all my confidence. So what we did was, we said, okay, there's the look. That's a trigger. Okay, we're not defending ourselves, but this is a good example. And what we did was, we used this process called the swish. And so we said, effectively, the process goes, when I see that, I'm going to react this way, not that way. So that look, instead of firing off that loss of confidence, it fires off a happy feeling or a good feeling. And he knew the feeling that he wanted to have, that when he's in real connection with his group in the yoga studio. So think of that, because when we did it, it just worked superbly. He was looking forward to actually seeing the face of his mentor look through that little window again, so he could feel so connected. So how does it work, Cluffy? I'm going to tell you. So what you're going to think of is that sound or that voice. And think of it now, that one trigger. So let's imagine, just for a moment, for this example, it's a face, because generally they come together, don't they? But it could be a voice over the telephone, but just imagine the picture you make in your mind just before you're triggered, just as that trigger happens. So you see that face or you hear that sound, and you make them get a picture of it. Get a picture of it. So as you see it, ooh, I'm ready to go. That's the trigger. And just notice it. We don't do anything with it. Just notice it. Because we're going to keep using that over and over again. I should explain why in a minute. So now, just let that picture move to one side, out of your vision, or you can just turn it off, whichever you want. We're going to bring it back in a minute. Now, instead of that old way, that triggered behavior, how would you like to be? So imagine if it was your boss or your colleague, maybe instead of being triggered with a defensive, argumentative type, or I'm passive aggressive, I want to be calm, comfortable, and aware. Okay, so what does that look like? See yourself over there. Imagine a picture of yourself over there, being calm, comfortable, and aware, how you'd like to be. Because this is the real good things. We want to know, go towards how we'd like to be. Don't worry about all the other stuff. How we'd like to be. And see yourself in full colour. Now, you might not see it in 20/20 vision. Doesn't matter. Just become aware of it. And as you become aware of it, and you can see yourself how you want to be, for this example, calm, comfortable, and aware, and then shrink it down. Shrink it down smaller and smaller and bring it down to, like, just down by the side of your hip. Weird, I know, weird. But you've got it right down there by your hip. Because in a moment, we're going to bring that old picture, the triggered picture. And when we do, and when we see it, we're going to explode that picture down by your hip, big and bright, right in front of the other one. Right in front of that triggered picture, and it's right in front of you. So shrink it down, keep it by your hip, bring that old triggering picture to mind, and whoosh, wow, explode that wonderful picture in front of it. Now, that was the process. I'm going to do it quicker and quicker in a moment, but I'm going to suggest that you close your eyes. So if it's okay, we're on a podcast, remember, no driving or whatever, you have to come back to it, understand the process, but if you can now, just do it with me now. So what I want you to do is shrink that wonderful picture of how you want to be, calm, comfortable, aware, down to your left hip. Close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, bring that old triggering picture, bring it up in front of you and whoosh, explode the new one, the wonderful one. And then open your eyes and clear the screen. Awesome. Now, remember, you got that little picture, the wonderful picture down by your left-hand side. Close your eyes. Bring in the old triggering picture. Whoosh, bring in the wonderful big picture in front of that, the wonderful, calm, aware, comfortable picture. Open your eyes, clear the screen. One more time for me. Close your eyes. Remember, you got that picture down by the left-hand side. Bring in that old triggering picture and whoosh, explode that picture of calm, aware, comfortable. And see it, feel that feeling. And what I want you to do, I want you to do that quicker and quicker. So you open your eyes, clear the screen, and as soon as you bring back that old picture, whoosh, explode the other one. Do it about 5 to 10 times. And here's the thing that happens is you're going to say to yourself, okay, let's think of that old picture. And what will happen is you'll feel calm, collected, or calm, comfortable, and aware. Don't know where collected came from, but it's what you want to be. And it's called a Swish Pattern from NLP. So if you want to dive into it deeper or look at NLP, the Swish Pattern is such a wonderful thing. It's not hypnosis, but it is closing your eyes and seeing pictures and exploding things. So you are doing things inside. But it just works. It really does work. So if you use a tone of voice, maybe you just see that telephone and hear that voice. How do you want to be? Open your eyes, clear the screen. It's a simple process. Close your eyes. Have that little picture down by the side of it, the left-hand side of you. And as you see that old picture that used to trigger you, explode the other one in front of it. Open your eyes, clear the screen. Close your eyes, start again. 5 to 10 times, quick as possible. Do it slowly at first to get the process like in your muscle. And then you can do it faster and faster. And if you ever want to top up this, how long does it take to do 10 of those? Probably about, well, if you do it really quickly, 20 seconds. Hey, it might even take a minute. But you'll notice a difference. And what happens is, obviously that face or that used to trigger you, when you see it in real life, it'll trigger that calm or whatever you want to be. I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing. Or that tone of voice will trigger that. And your unconscious mind will start using that. And it'll become a habit. Like Pavlov's dogs with the bells and the food and the salivation. That's what it's doing. We're just triggering and responding in a different way this time. Responding in a way that we want to be. And then just ask yourself, just as you finish, which is better? The old way, what you used to be triggered at, how you used to react, behave, or this way? And really ask yourself, which one is healthier, safer? And when I say safe, it's not as if you're being attacked, but maybe safer because you feel more relaxed. And if you feel more relaxed and comfortable, you're safer. Because it's safe for you, more healthier. There you go. So what we've done now is we've reinforced everything there. Isn't that interesting? Hope you do. Well, I not hope you do. I can't even say do. I just really want you to do that. Because once you get used to doing these things, you're going to be going, wow. Now, it could well be that I'll do a little process for this and do it on the free hypnosis. You know where that is? paulcloughonline.com/podcast. Sign up for that and you get that access to 60 plus. But I do, 60 plus hypnosis and NLP processes. But I need you to tell me because I love doing this stuff, but I got other stuff to do, other great stuff. But if you really want it, man, I'll do it straight away for you. And we'll put up a process, put it up there. Or if you say, well, actually, Cluffy, didn't quite work. Can you help me with something else? Let me know. Email me, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Because I'd love to know how I can help you more. I'd also like to know how well I explained this to you, how well I shared it to you. Because as I say, when you share things, especially when you share them verbally, you get to understand it better, consciously and unconsciously. But also you get to understand where you don't understand or what you didn't get because you can't explain it better. So let me know it because in this, my aim is to share things, but I want to share them better and better each time. So if there's ways you think I can improve or ways you think are good that I should reinforce, I'd love to hear from you. Please do. But if there is, say, well, these are great, Paul, but that was my name, Paul. Cluffy. If there's another area, say this really works, but I got a slightly different problem. Do email, my voice, my words. Please do email me on that. Just give me a few bullet points. How you feel, what's stopping you maybe. I don't even know that sometimes, but the context, and how you want to be. And I'll come up with something. And I'll certainly email you back as well personally, because I'm the only bugger here who gets those. So do that. So if you would, please do share this. Learn it. Do it. And for those of you who say, well, I know all of this, you're probably a bit like me. You know it, but how much do you walk the walk? How much do you do what you know? I know I've got to improve over and over again because I know a lot, but I want to start doing a lot more of it so I can just be the better, best version of myself. No point in learning this stuff if we're not going to use it. No point in dreaming about being the best version of ourselves and having the wonderful life and creating all the dreams and desires if we're not going to put the effort in. Effort in is the reward you get. There you go. I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope you did. Hope you're going to just give it a go. And I don't like people just give it a go, but I want you to just give it a go because you'll realize these two simple processes work so well. And it will change your life forever in such a good way. And then you start to think, well, where else? Where else? So with that, I've asked you to share. I'd love you to share the podcast, obviously. If you can do that by paying it forward, as it were, that would be awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Your time is so valuable to me. If you could just do that. And whatever you do, don't press that subscribe button more than once. I just want it one. Anyway, what you could do is, what about swishing to have more fun than you can stand? Whoa, what would that be like? More fun than, because that's your job. That's your job. Not only to be the best version of yourself, but have more fun than you can stand doing it. Put the two together, because when we have fun, when we have good emotions, or basically when we have any emotions, it means we sometimes just take on instructions uncritically. So when we're having good emotions, we can accelerate our learning even more quicker, even more better, bigger, brighter, quicker, faster. And that's what I want for you. So go fly. Go fly and have more fun than you can stand. And then until the next time, my friend. Bye-bye.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.